Today we are going to make a bird feeder, and this is a little bit of an experiment. I've seen these done before with wine bottles, but we're going to use a Jarritos bottle because we don't drink wine. And how this will work is we'll have a board, and this is just an old fence slat, and I just cut some smaller pieces, so this will actually come like this. I need to create somewhat of a dish right there, and then this will be held in coming straight down. I need to cut a hole and it'll be cradled somewhat like this. And then it provides some protection from the elements to this. And as bird feed comes through, it'll just continue to fall through. And I need to cut the top of this. And then I'll have another board that's maybe at a slant and get it some weather protection. So let's get started and see how this works. So I'm just using this duct tape. Draw a little hole. This will just be my guide for trying to route out or gouge out some of the material in here. I have this tool, it's a die grinder. I'm going to try to gouge out some of this. Maybe messy, I don't know what I might use. Maybe I'll get a real router bit. Anyway, just playing along here. I probably need to go to the vise, so let's go over there. Okay, so I gouged that out just a little bit here. Now I just want to smooth it up. I don't really want it too deep. Of course, I'm making this up as I go along, but here's another tool. You all know the power tools, so let's try to clean this up. So dug that out a little bit, and now we've got it clamped on here. I want to put 2 screws on the bottom so it'll hold this bottom part. So I'm going to pre-drill because this wood is very dry, and if I just screw right into it, it'll crack. And it's not long enough, so now I take that out and drill it further. Get my screwdriver. I decided on different screws. The other ones had a head that would drive in here, and I'm sure it would split out. So these are flat-headed, and I think they'll be fine. Oh boy. All right, so now what we have to do is figure out where this thing's going to land. And we're going to put a notch here so you can actually bring the thing in and bring it down. So I need to do a circle somewhere in the middle and then a V, but it needs to probably sit right around there. So we need to figure out the circumference of that. And I've got a gauge to do that. So I am using my tool here to figure out my gauge, and if I read this correctly, it's about 2 1/4. So I might have a bit that we can just do all at once, or I just take it over to the table saw, do a 2 1/4 inch circle, and then cut it out. Just looked around the shop for something that was about 2 1/4 inches. This is a little bit bigger, so I don't think that'll be a problem at all. Just gonna center it on here. Again, not going for perfection, just having a good time. Stick that in here like that, center it. I'm gonna draw a Sharpie line around it. And then what you'll see me do is I'm going to do a little bit of a V here so we can get the bottle in there. And then I'll just take the time to kind of round off these edges. We'll see how it looks once I'm done cutting on it. Okay, see how I've cut that out here? So what that allows me to do is bring that in here. Uh-oh, that's too big. I made a mistake. See how that's supposed to kind of rest in there? I made the hole too big. I should have looked a little carefully, because this is supposed to actually cradle right in here. So I bet we can fix that somehow. Maybe we'll put some wood on the underside. But essentially, that's supposed to just sit up here like that at just the right height. So let's see what we can do to fix it. Okay, to fix that mistake, I'm just gonna lay the old one on here. I got another little piece of wood off that same plank and trace this on the outside. And on this, I'm just holding the Sharpie a little bit closer so that when I cut it out, I'll cut on the inside of the line and it should make a better fit. So I was just really close on here, so let's trace this again and cut it out, and I just won't cut off as much. All right, so that's the old one, this is the new one. Check that out, that's what we wanted to do. I think we still have some room, so you can see where the lines are. I'm gonna take this guy and bevel it just ever so slightly so it nestles down in there and gets rid of the line. So let's do that real quick. Okay, now I've got it beveled a little more. See how it sits in there just a little bit better? Now I'm going to take the other sander and just try to clean up some of the edges. What we need to do now is mark the height that this needs to be just hovering, so that when the food comes out of this, it kind of mounds but doesn't pour out too much. I guess that depends on the kind of food you use, but if you're just using kind of a mixed blend, I'm guessing something like that would work. Doesn't have to be too precise. Got that in there, clamped down just to keep it secure. Pre-drill. Then I gotta get some more screws and I'll screw in the back. Pre-drill and screw in the back. All right, now I cut a piece, and this is a 15-degree angle. Just gives it a nice slope there, and you need to make sure it's long enough so a drip line comes and it doesn't drip into your food. And to be honest, this one probably is close, but we'll try to put this in somewhere it won't get too much rain. Anyway, so what I need to do now is get this mounted up, screwed in, and find a place to put it. Pre-drilled the hole, putting screw in. All right, pull this guy off, make sure it's level. Again, just doing this by eye. Another screw. Put in the back. This would be really easy to do with just brad nails. But I didn't want to set up my air compressor. Now you could fill the funnel in this, or fill this with a funnel, but what I'm going to do is use this cutoff wheel, and this is a diamond blade used to cut off glass and tile. I'm try to carefully cut along here, open that up so we can fill it that way. Got eye protection on, so here we go. Well, you can see what happened there. Pretty thin glass. We can either use another bottle or just leave it like that. There are better ways to cut these things, I'm sure, but I'll probably just use some sandpaper, and we'll just turn it one way so you can't see the top, and we'll be good to go. And now we just find a long screw, put it in the front, put it right on the tree, line it up where we want it, and then fill it with bird feeder, and we'll show it when it's done. Okay, now we have some bird food. Actually, this is called Critter Crunch. It's for birds, squirrels, whatever. Got my finger in there, filled it to the top, pull it out, and as you can see, as you pull it out, more comes out. So it's ready for critters, ready for birds. Come and get it. We'll see how it works. Until next time, see you around the house.